Hi, Christina here, and today I'm going to take you through the resources that we use for our mini unit on New Brunswick. Now we have 5 children. They're currently 10, 8, 7, 4, and 1. So that's grade 5, grade 3, grade 2, preschool, and then our toddler. We are studying Canada for the entire year. I'll put a link down below if you're interested in seeing what other curriculum we're using. But this video is focusing mainly on our geography, our social studies, and our art. So each unit is set up the same way, and we do this family school style. So we start with this book here. This is from the Canada Up Close series by Scholastic, and it's simply called New Brunswick. I'll show you what the book looks like inside. This is for children about 5 to 9 years old, and so we base everything kind of around this book here. And then we use this book here. This is Apple Press's Exploring Canada's Geography, and this is for grades 4 through 6. So I'll show you their binders in a little bit and show you how I put that together, but this has extra readings in it as well as some worksheets, and so we use this for mostly the older children, but for all of them as well. And then we're also using this series here. This is Canadian Sights and Symbols, New Brunswick. I'll show you what that looks like. Just because that Canada Up Close book is missing just a few things that I wanted to add in from here. So we're using this series as well for the year. And then we're also using Canada's Natives Long Ago by Donna Ward. And we did a chapter out of this book. Now because obviously political lines didn't exist at the time of the First Nations when they were everywhere on the land, there isn't a unit per province, but we did go through the Eastern Woodland Hunters for New Brunswick. And then we also watched this video here. So this is McIntyre Media. It's the Appellation. It's from the Our Canada, Its Geographic Regions series. These videos were made in 2016 and they are short. They're usually about 18 to 20 minutes. Very, very good videos. They kind of have a great overview of everything. There's terms and information and statistics and pictures, but in a very entertaining way. My children really enjoy this. And so we watched the Appellation for our New Brunswick unit. Again, there isn't one for every province, but we chose to watch this one this time. Now, because there is a lot of overlap between kind of all the different topics as we study Canada, we do a read aloud each time that is from the province we're studying or territory. I had trouble finding books about New Brunswick though, and so I ended up choosing this book here. This is from the Dear Canada series, and it's called Banished from Our Home, The Acadian Diary of Angelique Richard, Grand Prix Acadia 1755. So Acadia, partly in New Brunswick, probably more so in Nova Scotia. But again, I had trouble finding books, and we had just studied this kind of event and this era in our history, and so I thought it would be a good read aloud to do. And so we read this book, and we all really enjoyed it. It was very engaging. Oldest, youngest child, adult, really liked it. Very sad. It's a sad part of our history, but an important part too to learn about, and so highly recommend this book. Now, usually I have my children do independent readers as well, but again, because I had trouble finding kind of that many books, as well as it's our first unit study back after the Christmas holidays, decided not to give my children any extra reading. So I will show you the books at the end that we had on hand or that they could just pick up and kind of look at, but there was nothing else assigned to them. Now, the other thing was, as we were studying New Brunswick, we have been trying to have or try foods that we maybe haven't tried before that are mentioned as they're grown there or they're local or whatever. We decided we wanted to try fiddleheads, but unfortunately they're not in season. So we will be trying them, but not for a couple more months, not until the springtime. And then we also did our artist study on Jack Humphrey. He is a New Brunswick local, very famous for painting the local scenery. He's got some great paintings. He did some watercolor and such. And then for our art project, our kids actually did watercolors, a watercolor painting of the Hopewell Rocks from the Bay of Fundy. So I'll insert a picture of that right now so that you can see how they turned out. As you can see, they did a really great job. I think that it kind of although it's the same scene, it really showed the difference in how they each saw it and viewed it. I think it turned out really well. So I'm going to turn the camera around and show you their binders and how we set those up, and then the extra resources, the books that we use, that we have on hand, just so our children can kind of pick them up and look at them as they want to. So here's an overview on the kids' binders. These are for the entire year. I'll just give you an idea of what they look like as we do this kind of family school style. So this is my preschooler, my second grader, my third grader, and my son in 5th grade. So I'll start with my preschooler. So she starts off with a map of the province just to become more kind of familiar with what it looks like. And then she gets just a coloring page each day. And she just colors as she wants to while she listens with us. So that's how she does her little unit with us. Now these are some of those pages from the Apple Press book. So what I normally do is I give my son a few sheets, and then I add, as the children are older, more sheets and more reading to do. So here's kind of a look at what his work looks like. So you can see it covers quite a variety of topics. And there's always a quiz at the back, and these are his notes that he took. They're just working on learning how to do notes. This one here you'll see is very similar. There's just a few pages added in. But they talk about geography, First Nation, climate, Acadians, Loyalists, just quite a variety. Trees, resources, salmon farming, Fundy National Park. Again, they end with a map here where they fill in some of the cities, a quiz, and then here are his notes here. I'll show you my oldest son here. So again, he is 10. You can see his sheets here. So like reading maps and grids, another skill. This was about the metals. Reversing falls. Again, looking at maps and stuff as well. St. John River system. Here is where he filled in his cities, his quiz, and then his notes here. So there you go. That is kind of an overview of their notebooks and how we kind of do this all family school style together. All right, so I'm going to go through these books with you, and it is quite a small stack this time. This was one novel that I did find. It's The Midnight Tunnel, a Susanna Snow mystery. It's quite thick. It's about 300 pages. There's a look at what it looks like inside. We have this book here, New Brunswick, an Illustrated History. This is for an older child, but again, you never know quite what your children are going to be interested in or pick up, so I like to have lots of options for them. This is A Lonely Planet, Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, and Prince Edward Island. This is more just about kind of the local tourist attractions, maps, etc. We did watch a video on Magnetic Hill. If you haven't heard of it, go ahead and do a search on YouTube. It's a pretty cool phenomenon in New Brunswick. We have this book here, Stubborn Resistance, and again, quite a thick book for an older child. Now this one here, F is for Fiddlehead, a New Brunswick alphabet. If you weren't sure what I was talking about before about fiddleheads, these are them here, and they are edible. This is a series that we've been using throughout every province and territory because I really like it. It has some really beautiful artwork in it. And then I really do like how it has the alphabet for young children, a short little description for a little bit older children, and then more detail here on each page for a little bit older children. And again, fiddleheads and collecting fiddleheads. So that is a great book there. This one is Bridging the Strait, the story of the Confederation Bridge Project. This is a bridge that connects New Brunswick to Prince Edward Island. Lots of neat pictures and kind of the how it was built and why and the history behind it. This is a neat book there. I have this one here called Fantastic New Brunswick. Has some great pictures and images of New Brunswick, just to kind of get an idea of what it looks like scenery-wise. And we have another one here, New Brunswick, Eye on Canada. This is a very simple one. Again, lots of pictures, short writing, just kind of an overview of the province. This is New Brunswick again. This one's very simple for quite a younger child. Gives you an idea there. This is Canadian Aboriginal Art and Culture, Micmac. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. This is a series that we are using throughout the year as well. There's an overview of kind of what it looks like inside. This book here is the Appalachian Highland. Again, this series kind of goes along with those videos. Very simple books, but good explanation, pictures, and description of the area. And there's this book here, Building New Brunswick, and this is about the architecture. So it's an architectural history. I thought this was just interesting to see kind of some of the buildings and creations. So there you go. That is a look at the extra books and resources that we used. If you have any questions or if I've missed anything, please leave them down below in the comment section and I will try to answer them for you. But otherwise, I hope that this video has been useful to you. If it has, please hit that thumbs up button and don't forget to subscribe. Otherwise, I hope that you're having a great day. Take care.